Hey everybody, it's Spence with Green Joe Coffee Truck, and today what I wanted to do was cover a little bit of a presentation on the 12-week coffee course. It's a coffee trucking course where we teach how to build a mobile coffee truck and or espresso cart from scratch using both contractors as well as do-it-yourself. And so I wanted to kind of dig into some of the specifics about that so that you can kind of get an understanding on how this class goes. So the first thing that you understand is the class meets up once a week. It's all online. We meet up through a Google Meet where I record the videos and then post it within our Google Classroom. So if you miss a class, you can always go back and access those videos. Um, the Google Classroom is the platform that I use to send out homework assignments, update any information, hand out material, all these type of things. So it's basically it's the platform we use for the education. Um, so that's kind of the logistics as far as the times. There's some times up on the website where people that pay for the course can then pick a time that works for them. There's basically 4 different options to pick from, and the best 2 options will be the ones that we go with. So that's the class meeting times, and we'll dial that in as we get a little bit closer. I think that's important to have a couple different options. So for the September cohort, there will be separate different classes going on. What I mean by that is, like last time we sold out on this class. So what I felt like it was important to do is to give a couple different options, like say for example, Monday at 1 o'clock and Wednesday at 4 o'clock. And then, so if you can't meet the Monday at 1 o'clock and you can meet the Wednesday at 4 o'clock, then what I will do is I'll put on 2 separate class times to accommodate people. So I don't mind doing that at all. It's actually a pretty fun gig. So for me, that works pretty well. But what I wanted to get down into was like the nitty gritty here. So I'm going to go ahead and open up one of my one of my tabs here. I'll just share a screen with you. So here's this is the website page for the coffee course. And so as you can see here, the next class begins on the 10th of September. And over here to the right are the different time slots available to pick from. And then this kind of an overview of the course itself, and then some logistics. So here I have Thursday. I'll pull that off the website. I thought I already deleted that, but for some reason it's still up there. But no, it's not Thursday. It's one of these classes. So let me just clarify that. And some basic stuff, some netiquette stuff. Be nice. Basically is what it comes down to. So let's get down into the nitty gritty of Unit 1. So Unit 1 is where I'm going to break down the different type of business entities, what an EIN is, what an LLC is, sole proprietor, and then S Corp, different type of corporation. And then I'll break down my tax strategy and how I approach taxes. You can use that if you'd like to. You can take that information to your CPA or your accountant. But basically what that is just, this is how to open up a business. This is how I opened up my business. This is how I set up my taxes so that you don't get yourself into tax trouble. And then from there, it's branding. My take on branding, how to pick a name, a domain name, social media accounts, how to do a trademark search. We literally go through the trademark search website and do a trademark search. So that's good. So you can see how that's done so that you can start digging into brand names and not get yourself into trouble. And then there's a competition analysis where we look at coffee trucks, coffee shops, and coffee caterers and kind of see like how you can make a niche, make a name for yourself within your own community. And there's a homework assignment on that one. And then there's where we break down the code standards. So I'll read your code, and I'll also ask that you read your code. And then from there, we're going to break down your code into these sections. And then once you have your code broken down in those sections, it's a lot easier to see how you get permitted. So from there, we'll break down the different type of permits that are required: food handler, health department permit, what they're looking for, what a wholesale permit is, your fire permit, commissaries. There's different commissary codes for different counties. So we'll dig into commissaries, how to find a commissary, different approaches to find commissaries, how to get commissaries for free. So all that's really important. And then in the last part of Unit 1, you're going to contact your health inspector. Just introduce yourself. Let them know that you're going to be building a coffee truck and you'll have questions along the way. So we plant that seed and get that started. And then from there, Unit 2 is really the juicy stuff. I mean, this is where we break down all the different types of equipment, the cost of these equipments, the pros and cons to the different equipment. So we're going to get into like the espresso machines, the grinders, the water tank, water filtration systems, and all this juicy stuff. So that's all inside Unit 2, and getting an understanding on basically your equipment. You know, once you understand your menu and your equipment, then it's a lot easier to start plugging in this stuff into a blueprint. So from there, that's basically what we go into, is to blueprint things like water in, water out, your plumbing diagrams, where to bear load for your weight on your trailer. Trucks aren't so much of a concern, but if you're doing a trailer or a cart, you're going to have to be mindful of where you put your weight. Workflow, how to work the truck with one person, how to work the truck with two people, how to work the truck with three people. So that's all part of that that unit. Unit 3 is building a cart. This is where we start touching base on the actual build out itself. What I found in Unit 3 is some of your codes will allow for you to build a cart, and then some of your codes get kind of stringent. So if stringent, some of your codes are picky, we'll put it that way. So if your code allows for you to build a cart, then I'm a big advocate of building the cart and then allowing the cart to roll into your truck or your trailer. And this is going to give you a big step ahead of your competition as far as having indoor catering. You're going to be able to do weddings. You're going to be able to do farmers markets. You're going to be able to do business meetings, these type of things. So you're just going to have a leg up as far as your catering abilities than a lot of your other competition out there. And I think that's going to be very important, especially in the startup phase where budget is low. I want you to be able to grab any gig that you can. So I'm an advocate of building a cart, but I'm also a realist that not every code is going to allow that for that to happen. And we're going to have to make some adjustments on the fly based upon your code. But that's how I advocate building coffee trucks and trailers at this point, is if you can, to have a cart that can do indoor catering that comes in and out of the truck. I think that's important. From there, we dig into purchasing equipment, used, refurbished, new. We go over websites. We dig into the new espresso machines versus old espresso machines. You can look at the espresso machines that I sell on my website. You get a little bit of a better discount than I have on the website. So anyone going through the coffee truck course gets, kind of gets the red carpet, so to speak. How to hire contractors. This is important. Where to hire licensed contractors, how to screen lousy contractors from good contractors on Craigslist, because it's a good place to find contractors, but it's also a good place to find kind of the junkier ones. So it's important to be able to screen kind of the to get the cream of the crop to rise to your coffee truck. So that's really important. Establishing total cost. You're going to see the cost of my coffee truck build outs down to the penny on that. Those spreadsheets are broken up into individual sections of the coffee truck, for example, electrical or plumbing or permitting, these type of things. So you'll be able to kind of pick through there and just decide on, if you want to spend money on that or not. Ultimately, it's your coffee truck. You got to kind of make your own decision. Operations of the coffee truck, picking a space, how to find a route, how to calculate a route, how to book events, how to approach landlords, just kind of getting yourself established, so to speak. We cover insurances, general lie, vehicle insurance, workers' comp, equipment insurance, all these different type of insurances that you need for coffee trucking employees. And then barista training, the main drinks as far as like building a menu, um, building or creating hot chocolates and hot coffee and lattes for the masses, thousands of a drink at a time instead of one or twosies, So we cover that. Is it coffee truck barista training essentially? So do you need all the money for your coffee truck to begin? No, you don't. A lot of people, this information stored, all the videos are going to be in your Google Classroom. You can access that at any time, come back and, revisit that material. So you can absolutely get started. And I highly encourage it. Keep in mind that you're considered a startup for the first 6 months. So if I can get you to at least start your business and start making some farmers market income, then what we'll be doing is we'll be establishing things like business credit and kind of setting you up to get bigger financing 6 months or a year down the road. So no, you don't need that all the capital to start off with. Having some capital to be able to invest into like an espresso cart, I think is really important and a good stepping stone for a coffee truck or a trailer. But you don't need 15, 20 grand down. You don't need all the financing right now. In fact, a lot of what we do is we help build that stuff along the way. So that's important. Do you understand? Will you help me understand my permitting? Yeah, I absolutely will. I mean, that's my job, is to make sure that you understand it. I'll be straight with you. I'll read your code. I'll read it in and out, but I'm going to make you read your own code. And so because you need to know it. It's like that's really important. A captain needs to know how to sail his or her ship. And when it comes to knowing code, that's going to be one of the key sales to getting your ship moving in the direction that you want it to go. So I think it's important, it's imperative that you have to learn your code, but I'll absolutely help you understand that along the way. If I need to drop out of the class, do you get a partial refund? No. And the reason for that is because you're taking up a seat in the class that someone else could have had. These classes sell out. So when uh, you know, take up one of those slots, then someone else now has to wait for the next slot to begin. So unfortunately, that's something I can't do. So yeah, just make sure this is something you want. What if you miss a meeting? Again, they're all recorded, and they're put into the Google Classroom, so you can catch it there. Do you have to do the construction by yourself? No, you don't. You can absolutely hire out. You can hire out for the entire truck. I mean, if you were to hire out for the entire truck and not build a thing yourself, you're still going to build a truck for less than $30,000, and that's half the cost of what all the other companies are requiring you to do. So, to me, it's a no-brainer. But if you wanted to do a lot of your own work, you can get a coffee truck. I think you can get a coffee truck started easily for 10 to 15K. Is it going to be the prettiest, the most fanciest tools? No, it's not. But is it going to be enough to get you started? Absolutely. Will it be cute as hell? Absolutely. So you can totally start a truck for, $10,000, $15,000. And it doesn't have to be $10,000 or $15,000 all at once. You can start a coffee cart for less than 5K and start building your revenue right away, and then allow your coffee cart to reinvest into your coffee truck. And honestly, that's what I encourage people doing, so that they can build some clientele, get some experience, start learning how to work the cart itself. And then that way, when you go to branch off and start your truck, you already have your clientele built. You have business credit established. You already have the menu nailed down to a T. You already have a lot of that business savviness that you need to start a successful business. So I'm okay with people starting off a little bit on the slower side and kind of building their name, building their brand, building their education, and just investing into themselves along the way. It's what I did. It's what I highly encourage, as opposed to going all in and getting 100K in debt. It just doesn't seem like good common business sense to me to do it that route. So no offense to you folks that started that way, but as far as like longevity and having people stick to this business for the long run, I think it's better if they start off a little bit slower and go into it a little bit more debt free than start off faster and have a whole bunch of debt. Because one of the things that you can absolutely guarantee is that you do not know how much money you're going to make your first couple of months. There's no way for you to predict that. You really just have to get out there and start your hustle, and then you'll start figuring out as you go. But if you do take out big business loans, you will absolutely know how much you're going to be in the hole the first couple of months, because those payments are going to start coming through. And I just don't think it's good for a person to have a $750 coffee truck payment, $1,000 coffee truck payment, when they don't know how much money they're going to make their first few months. I would much rather have them come in debt-free and start off with an espresso cart at a farmer's market, and then slowly build themselves up. So that's kind of my take on it, from the time that I've been doing this, and that's what I'm encouraging, and that's kind of my values, and my mission is to empower people that want to take that route. So that's this is essentially, I'll go ahead and stop this presentation, but yeah, so essentially that's the coffee truck course, is to help people start off with kind of a smaller model and or a lower budget model, and then build themselves into a full-fledged truck as they go. And so the course starts on September 10th. If you're interested in the course, right now we have a early bird special. So if you sign up early, then the course is only $500 for the full 12 weeks. If you wait to the last minute, the price does go up. So it goes up to $750. So we tack that on at the last minute, and really it's just to encourage some commitment early, So that's there. We have, I think we're down to 5 slots left. I'll have to check the numbers again, but I think we're down to 5 slots left. So smack dab in the middle. So we still have some spots available. So if that's something that you're interested in, just get yourself signed up for that and go ahead and pick one of those dates that work from you. And as we get closer to the course date, you'll see a detailed email come out from me. My name's Vince with Green Joe Coffee Truck. I hope this helps. Take care.